This is Defiance 2050, which is a free-to-play third-person shooter set within the Defiance universe. This is a remastered effort of the original. So this game came out on the last generation a few years back, 360, PlayStation 3, PC, and now it's back as basically just a port. They haven't really done much in terms of enhancing the experience. I think visually it's maybe a little bit better, but I don't really think that it's anything too gorgeous. That being said, it's not terrible. It's an alright third-person shooter. I mean, it's nothing too advanced, but it does have some interesting elements to it. We're going to start this mission off, and then we're going to get going. So basically, you're coming in, you're a hunter of sorts, arc hunter, and you're trying to work for the scientist guy that wants to fix things. There was this event, Earth, well, a part of Earth or whatever, we're in the San Francisco area, was terraformed, contaminated, and just kind of ruined during this event. And now you're trying to help the scientist fix it to a degree in this ongoing war. I guess I wanted to show off the area over here. So this one, when it came out as a free-to-play, there was actually like a TV show attached to it on Sci-Fi, I believe it was, and that lasted a few seasons. And then this actually, they kind of were supposed to coexist together. It was a huge investment, but that sort of fell apart. 3 seasons isn't bad for a show, though. At least I think so. And then this was supposed to act as a 4th season, as like later content in the game. So first off, we have supplies. We have a character. I'm level 13, but I've played this in the past, so that's why I'm going over things. There is a matchmaking system. You can do competitive. There's shadow wars, co-op maps, lots of different missions, co-op arenas. There's instances, large-scale battle situations. All that kind of stuff. And we have a full class system, so you can click start. You can see the matchmaking quickly. You can adjust your settings. There's the store, which I want to show. I have the Founder's Pass, because I got that as part of my review setup. Initially, I played it as a free-to-play before the pass, because there was a delay. So I did actually have to grind out, I think the first 8 levels of character or whatever, without doing that. I also have, all this special creator stuff, because I'm, a creator for them. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can buy, items, extra, layers and equipment and so forth. You've got goals and missions, pursuits. There's lots of side missions, lots of side stuff to do. I didn't like how the main mission kind of locked you if you don't have a certain level, so you have to go and do side stuff. I'm not a fan of that, but with the XP boost, things have been a lot better. So here's the map. It's actually fairly large. In scale, I'd say lots going on, lots of things to do. See, we're in the greater San Francisco area, if that's fair to say. Pretty big map. We're going to hit that target. You can do a waypoint with X there. Your missions. Nice, easygoing map. Pretty detailed. Lets you know where you're going. Yeah, there's a legend too there. If you need it, you get intel. Go to character. So there's a bunch of different classes. Assault, Assassin, Guardian, Combat, Medic, Demolition. I did Medic because I like to do Medics. Then you get class points, and you use these class points to sort of unlock new skills. Of course, being a medic, all this stuff is, kind of medic based. And then you're just unlocking important things. There's a bunch of different levels to it and so forth. As far as reaching up. And yeah, did I use all my points in this? Yeah, I did. Okay. Then there's the main area, so you get a bunch of different guns, and then you can pick what gun you want. Probably want to upgrade that one to the more bigger damage one. And then you can enhance them using the scrap you get. Lots of different weapons. And you're not really locked when you're in a class. Your classes will give certain things different bonuses. LMGs, I think it is for medic. It's kind of the bonus. And then you get to pick better grenade types. And there's just a lot of different options that kind of get expanded the further you play. And the more you unlock, you got your 2 weapons, and you can switch between. You got special abilities such as healing, or I can give myself like a damage boost, and you know, just examples.
Let's get some wheels.
And you can call a vehicle at any point. I have a special kind of car, but usually the traditional starting one's like an ATV, which is alright, but the car's a little bit better, as to say. So when playing this, I'm on Xbox One X, and I actually haven't had any performance problems. Now, I've been talking and chatting with friends that are on the base model, and I've heard of crashes and performance problems, so that could be something that you might face if you are on the lower end models of the consoles. But honestly, I haven't had a single crash or really any issues. I have noticed there's quite a bit of pop-in, and that's mostly only when you're in vehicles. When you're on the ground, it's very rare to see it. It's not very distracting. I think the visuals are alright. There's not much of a draw distance, as a lot of it is sort of, they do the foggy technique on this one. But other than that, it handles fairly well. I think it's alright. I would have liked to have it Xbox One X enhanced, because it's not. I think that's kind of beneficial, but I really haven't seen, I guess, any MMORPGs like of this type do that yet. So we'll have to see if it gets that kind of support after launch. And I hope it does. I mean, I do like to see the enhancements. So in this, you're actually playing like a focused narrative. There's actually like a story here. There's cutscenes. You get to make your own character. There's a fair bit of designs, a couple different species, the different classes we mentioned. And it is an expansive world, as you see it driving around here. There's other players going around. And again, like, I don't want to give the wrong impression of performance in case you are like playing it and you have issues, but yeah, again, on the One X, I haven't had any problems at all. It's just smooth, and it's been playing well. I have noticed that there are issues where the AI is a little bit glitchy. They go through walls, they kind of like fly around.
I'm sorry to hear about you.
And they all have issues. I don't think the cutscenes really hold up. Like, it really does feel like a ported game from a long time ago that they kind of just like shoved on here and made it work. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of games do it, so I'm not too bothered. Yeah, it's a fine experience. Some narrative in there. Do some side missions, time trials. You can play with friends. You can have squads of people. I'm going to skip that because I just wanted to kind of show off what the cutscenes are like, to actually show more gameplay. And then you get new missions, bit of dialogue delivered while you're playing. Sorry, we haven't jumped into too much actual action yet because you got to do the setup. I really like to go over all the features when I do these kind of things, just so that people know about the different things you can do. There's weapon mods, and you can kind of just really tweak a lot of things if you want, and change your appearance. I guess I should show that. Your title, I'm a creator, so I got that put up there because I thought it'd be cool. Different headgear, different outfits. I actually sort of really dig the corporate operative. Kind of reminds me of Joanna Dark, but I'm digging the Tryon supporter. This one's kind of cool too. It's kind of like an indie outfit. I don't know, Indiana Jones style. Whatever you fancy with the unlocks. I mean, it depends. Like the Founders Pack, you get a bunch of outfits and stuff. And then I had some outfits because I get, like, you know, the Tryon creator stuff, so that's cool. And yeah, I mean, the cars handle alright. You should be getting a good look at how visuals kind of react over a distance, and then you're going to see the combat. I don't think the combat's anything too special, but it's fun. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I jump around here. Wow, I'm really getting attacked here, so we got my healer drone. Yeah, usually it's a lot easier if you have like multiple players nearby. Getting sniped at here. Blow those guys up. Keep in mind, XP-wise again, that I am on double XP, so it is a little bit faster. Oh, it's the sentries. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Gotta disable those. So you're mostly fighting like these things called like hell bugs, and then there's the mutants that are transformed because of the issues that happened. Grenades are on like a timer. They come back after so much, you know, cooldown. So we get this. A lot of the game is interacting with things, holding on X for a little bit of time. Shooting creatures, moving together. Oh, really? Come on. Waiting for your shields to go. Since I didn't go into a lot of depth of it, the co-op missions and stuff for matchmaking, they're good extra options for more content. And I mean, there are the PvP and the larger scale instances and battles. Oh wow, I'm really getting shut up here.
The turrets are down.
You go down, you can self-revive, or you can extract. Usually, you know, you might have real players nearby. I was hoping some would be in the vicinity, but since this is, I guess, official day 1, people might be elsewhere as far as, you know, not being, or in the starting area, I guess. Open that gate up, because this has been available for a little bit of time. So you might also have like a pistol or something. I use a rocket just for like quick little bursts of extra damage if I need it. Whatever works well for you. There's lots of options to customize your classes based on what you want to have, what you want to use. I love the little healer droid. Helps a lot. Yeah, usually the combat isn't... I guess this is a little bit more difficult than usual. Sort of mowing down enemies. I've already killed like hundreds of this. Not even that far along. Nades are super helpful. You can crouch, take cover and stuff, based on what the situation calls for. Most of the map is fairly... I don't know how to describe it as... There are some verticality elements to it. Uh-oh, this is not good. But a lot of it is like flat land-based combat, especially when you're fighting the bugs and stuff. There's not a lot of perspectives in that. It's definitely like an expansive open world, but you can play it in a very linear fashion. I think it's alright, handles well if you're on this version of it. Again, I can't speak for the lower end model. I have heard there are some more problems when you get into large scale, really.
That sentry gun won't be giving us any more trouble.
You get into large scale battles where there's lots of like regular players involved, so be ready for that. But as a free to play, it's nice to have something that's a little bit different. A shooter you don't really see. Usually they're all fantasy kind of RPG adventures, like, you know, like sword based and club, and you know like really fantasy like dwarves and stuff. So it's nice to have a little bit of a variety. And it's really nice to have more options on like the consoles. I'm really glad we're at that point where we can really get these sort of experiences delivered on console platforms. I can shoot the turret to disable it if I'd like. I just typically don't because I think it's a waste of time. You know, the option is there. Jeez. See, the other guy like kind of flew away, and yeah, they're quite glitchy. The enemies you fight. It's sort of really weird. And it's not like an uncommon thing. You see it like in every battle. They'll be like flying around and stuff. Or you'll die in a boss fight, and then all the enemies that are like with the boss will, like face through the walls when you're like coming back to fight the boss. It's kind of funny in that regard. It's definitely more fun if you have like a squad of people, work through it, kill bugs, fight giant monsters. There's lots of side events going on too. We're not really paused, so I'm gonna be quick with this. There are like these big red things over there, little special battles that can go on. So it's a lively map. I mean, there's things to do. There's our critters too, like these cow things I've seen. So it's definitely not like a quiet world. Oh, was I getting hit by that shield guy? There we go. Trying to get this done here. Usually I can get these things while the enemies aren't even able to attack me, but not in this setup. So ammo really isn't a problem in this one. You just kind of like spray and spray and spray, and you get tons of bullets from just picking them up off dead bodies. Really, I gotta open the gate on this side. And the missions are all different. I do like that. They don't really tend to reuse sections, which is nice. They keep it fresh in that regard. Always going to new territories and expanding on things. Different quests. If you do the side missions, you'll use an area a little bit more, but I don't know, you don't have to do the side missions unless you're not in that sweet double XP juice. But you get what I'm saying, like, you know. Oh crap, is that guy gonna be fine? So you get ammo for things like this. Just fill it up. Good to go, got all the bullets again. Give this guy a revive.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You've been hiding in here for days without
I mean, I think it looks alright.
We're ready to
Again, I'm
take back
not
our
too blown
mine.
away by it.
We'll need
Good
to override
character
the back
customization
gate
options,
to the lead.
they're fine. They're
Follow
not
me.
too in-depth, but you need to change hair and colors and eyes and tweak voice and stuff like that. Where you going, technician? A lot of it's like defending people and taking points and shooting things.
Take a minute. Keep an eye out.
Jeez,
Just in case more of
lost
those guys
shields.
show up.
that was not good. Grenades can definitely cause harm to yourself and to your teammates, I've noticed. Yeah, be careful with those. They do pack a punch. Technician is up here. Yeah, he is. Okay. Getting the job. Oh. Yeah, something that barrel would explode and like take out some guys or like. But, I mean, you could tackle this from a couple different like ways of doing it, especially with different like layouts of people. It's an alright game. I'm not too blown away by it, but it might be something else in here and work through and level up in.
That should do it. Go rally up the miners and I'll open up the gate.
It is really nice to see
Get those bastards.
the continued support, though, getting these MMORPGs up here. Even if they're not like totally updated and tweaked and enhanced for the consoles, it's just nice to have the experiences, especially for like new players that never got to try these ones out. I think this one launched at a sort of awkward time in the generations. Like that weird gap where there's, yeah, you get it.
Tell me up.
Now, I can't say how the TV show was, but, you know, it might be interesting to check that out because it does sort of directly tie in narrative-wise to what's going on here with characters and stuff. And I think that's a neat idea to do something like that. But I'm not sure we'll see it again because of how this one turned out. I guess Quantum Break kind of did that, but it included that in the game. It wasn't like a separate show. Interesting, yeah. Just finishing these guys off.
Lost shields.
Like, I'm not too... Like, I don't get tired of doing this. Like, I find the shooting does keep things kind of different, and I'm not getting bored of it. I also tend to like okay, that guy's gonna get in trouble. Should probably kill that guy then. I'm hoping we'd see some of the bugs, but this is like a longer than usual level, I guess. How we doing here, miner guy? Because I am out of bullets. There we go. See how easy that was to fill? Oh. Guess we gotta go down here. But it's pretty easy to know where you're going. I don't think I've ever really been lost. It's easy to travel. There are fast travel points. And they give you little details around it of what's available in that area, whether they're merchants or matchmaking people.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Hey guys, and you can chat to the community at large. Obviously spawn your vehicles, quick menus, inventories. It all handles well in Defiance.
My God! More turrets! Shit!
I think I've had a decent time with it so far. You know, playing it again. Not to see how well it's supported, but I think this is a bit for them to grow their community again. That's why they want to put it on consoles and so forth, so I think it's a good idea to do that. You know, got enough interest. It is almost like a new release on this generation. Finishing these guys off. So yeah, that is Defiance 2050, the port over of Defiance. And it is free to play.